Envision a sanctuary where community and sustainability are the cornerstones of living. In this haven, every family is able to grow their own food, children flourish through homeschooling tailored to unlock their full potential, and education extends beyond textbooks, instilling self-worth and a deep understanding of the world around them. Here, goodwill isn't just an ideal, it's the essence of daily life, where respect for law and order harmonizes with the community's resourcefulness. This place isn't just a dream, it's a call to action for everyone who believes in a better, more connected way of living. Join us in building a future where each individual's contributions create a tapestry of enduring harmony and prosperity. Join us in Hotepistan.
This Katt Williams episode was something different. The Grift Report starts right now.
2, 1, boom. Hotep Jesus.
Of all the Jesuses I know, he's the Hotepiest. Social scientist and YouTube host, Hotep Jesus.
How the fuck do you get a name like Hotep Jesus?
The one and only Hotep Jesus.
Ryan Sharp, better known to the world as Hotep Jesus.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Somebody said, what do you think you are, some kind of Hotep Jesus?
Ooh,
and
that's
I was
good.
Just like, ooh, that's sexy. Yes, I do think I'm Hotep Jesus.
Greetings, Hoteps. Welcome to the Grift Report, live Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm your host, the Griff God.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Hotep to the chat. Hotep to the Hotepistanis.
Hotep.
What's up, y'all? It's Friday. We made it. We made it another week. Another week above ground. It's a success. Welcome. Robert Jones, what up, man? Lauren's in the house. Lauren's ready for the grifties. Just sending a Loki into his house. Jack Reeves is into his house. Who's over on the Rumble? What up, Kay? Leah? I see y'all over on Rumble holding it down. Patty and C just started following you. Okay, welcome to our new followers over on the Rumbles. Appreciate you. Hopefully I got a chance to check out last night's episode, Hotep's Been Told You, another classic in the books. Shout out to nerdnash.com for producing a wonderful, wonderful show, picking our topics for us last night. Greatly appreciate it. Hotep Paisa, what up, man? Says we out here over on Rumble. What up, y'all? Gotta show y'all something really fast. Let's see if we can pull this up. Something I didn't expect. I just, was going through the motions, right? They say going through the motions. In some ways this could be good. Some ways it could be bad. In this case, it turned out to be good. But just going through the motions, right? You just set shit up and then you execute, right? Well, we set up the grifties, executed, and the result is this show is sold out. I'm over here telling them, hey, can you optimize the page so we can get more sales? It's sold out. It's sold out. Shut up, Hotep Jesus, with your marketing shit. The show is sold out, bro. Tickets are gone. It's a packed house. Sold out show. That is that's a new milestone in my career, in a Hotep's career, in Hotepistan. This is a milestone. I sometimes you think of these things like, a sold out show, right? Like that's just something I never imagined I'd be saying. A sold out show. It's sort of surreal. It's sort of surreal. Just amazing. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to all the grifties, ticket holders. Loki said Jersey ain't ready. I don't think so. I don't think Jersey ready, man. He said, have you heard Royce the 5'9" song, Woke, he says Hotep 20 times. Yeah, I still feel like he threw us a bone with that one. Pause. I feel like he was showing us some love because he's seen the work we put out here, and he was like, let me get these fools some anthem. Shout out to Royce the 5'9", epic lyricist. What up, Renee? Renee put the flyer together. Appreciate you, Renee. If y'all need graphic work, holla at Renee Vogel. He right there in the chat. If y'all need some of them graphics. Does amazing graphics. Yeah. Haram Life. What up, Haram Life? Sold out. Friday night is sold out too. We had let me see if I can pull that up and show it to you. Yeah, here we go. Oh. So this is the Friday night show. Sam Tripoli is hosting. And if you look right here, you see right here, it says Hotep VIP sold out. So we sold out at 2 shows. We sold out our VIP for Sam Tripoli's event, and we sold out our event. Shout out to Sam Tripoli. Appreciate you for being involved in this, being a great, great partner. In fact, it was Sam Tripoli that hooked us up with this spot. I was like, Sam, we need to do this show. You know, a comedy club we could do this at? And he was like, yeah. And he hooked us up. So shout out to Sam. Let's do another round of announcements. Show some love to our wonderful cast here. What's the easiest way to do that? What? What? Ah, okay. So here we got whoops, hold on. Here we got the cast of the Grifties finalized, confirmed. Alex Stein, Primetime 99, just added Tyrus. Great job, Mike. Shout out to Fresh Mike. Just added Tyrus from the Gutfeld show. Lila Hart's going to be joining us. Of course, Nerd Nash, nerdnash.com is going to be there. Cannon Hotep, Sam Tripoli, Sonny Johnson, Chrissy Mayer, and Shane Cashman of Timcast IRL. Amazing. And of course, shout out to our sponsor, Dropkick Copy, dropkickcopy.com. Go to dropkickcopy.com/Hotep if you want to learn or hire somebody that can turn fiery words into cold, hard cash. This is the art of sales copywriting. So if you guys want to, you got a website or something like that, or a sales mailer going out, dropkickcopy.com/Hotep. Our wonderful people over in Dubai, who was the pretty much sole sponsor of the Grifties. Salute to you. Maybe next year we can get some American companies to sponsor. We're going to have to start sponsorships right after this year's Grifties and start those conversations, get those conversations going for next year. But yeah, super, super dope. We should come out to Royce White's song on stage. It's a really good idea. Where is Protocol? Protocol's DJing, so. All right. Excuse me. Without further ado, let's dive right into what we're going to talk about today. The entire show is going to be filled with, hold on, let me see. This match is still going.
Recently, you may have noticed.
I was watching Alex and Andrea Botez. Yeah, it's over. Okay. They were playing over in the Prague Chess Festival. I was watching that earlier. All right, let's go ahead and pull this on up. Wait, why did it? Alt. Okay, let me see here. Let's type it in this one. And I have some bookmarks. I watched the entire episode of the Katt Williams, Joe Rogan experience, and I have a couple of timestamps, and we're just going to go through them and talk about them. It's a fascinating conversation. Fascinating conversation. Some people said it was boring. I think people who said it was boring were probably looking for, a Club Shay Shay type situation where he aired people out. This was not that. This just wasn't that. It's a very intellectual conversation. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into the first timestamp. I don't remember what the timestamps are. I didn't put subject matters with them because I'm listening and typing on the timestamps at the same time. So I have timestamps and I'll listen and we'll make some comments along the way. Let's listen.
Yeah. But I've felt that way.
This is a magic number too. 2111.
12, 13 times. That's what makes it real love.
Yeah, they give you real joy every time you drive them.
And you feel like
this part.
That character in that movie, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, you drive a 1970 Chevelle, you feel like John Wick.
Yeah, it's a sacred place. There's music there. There's recklessness, but there's safety.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it gets to the essence of a being.
And I think it's a thing that won't exist 100 years from now. I think automated driving will be mandatory. I really do. I think we're about 100 years away. 100 years away from no personal automobiles. No control of your vehicle. We're going to stop all crashes. If we could stop all crashes and all highway deaths. Come on, Katt. Won't you contribute and give up all your rights to drive? We're going to stop all death.
Yeah, it's not. But understand that all of these things have financial benefits, and then they use those perks you just mentioned to get you in. But
but somebody's making money.
I believe that it'll be mandatory, but for practical reasons.
I have a feeling it'll be mandatory, he says. He's talking about the autonomous vehicles. And I think I had this conversation with Charles Haywood, if I'm not mistaken. I believe we spoke about this. And he was skeptical. He's like, I don't think that's going to happen. And I was like, wait, what? Like, what world does Charles Haywood live in? I would love to get inside the mind of Charles Haywood, and figure out how he does not see this as a potential future. Joe sees it, I see it, Katt sees it, but Charles doesn't. And I find Charles very fascinating and educated, and it's just like, I got to save Charles. I got to save Charles Haywood. We got to save him. He's a good mind. We need him on the right side. We need him in Hotepistan, but we've got to unlock his mind. It's like he hasn't taken the red pill yet. Love him. He's got to take the red pill. The next step is autonomous vehicles completely owned and controlled by the government. And we're going to get to those forbidden topics, absolutely. And I was speaking to somebody. So one of the things that Joe talked about in this segment was, forget the guy he referenced. You guys know who I'm talking about, Michael something. And they were talking about how he died in this crash. And Joe said that if your car has a computer, they can hack it. You don't even need the autonomous or EV vehicles. If your car has a computer, they can hack it, is what he's saying. It's just quite terrifying. So, one of my goals is, I'm going to show you my dream car. Hold on a second. I got to show you my dream car in order for you to understand how real this is. Let's see if we can find it. There she go. Oof. Oof. I need one of these, man. I need one of these. Matter of fact, now let me get this view right here. Oh, this baby is so sexy. Oh, my God. Oh, look at her. Oh. It made my stomach hurt how much I love this car. Look at this. Look at this. 1967 Shelby. See, you got to get something that ain't got no computer in it. Some of that good American muscle. So when I make it, this is what you guys are going to see me in. Pull up. It's going to sound like a monster crawling down the street. I'm going to have me one of these. This is my dream car. I need one of these. I have to have one of these. I can't say I don't want a Lamborghini because those are nice cars too, but I don't want a Lamborghini. I don't want a Ferrari. I don't want any of these new cars. I don't want a Tesla. Cybertruck is pretty cool. But if I have one of those, like newer computer cars, I need to have one of these just in case some shit go down. Just in case some shit go down. All right, let's go back. I'm sorry. You know me. I'm going to fucking be all off topic and on topic at the same time at some point. All right, let's go to the next timestamp. It's somewhere around here. All right, let's go.
No phones on you? And let me explain what's going on.
A shadow government is no more difficult than a government.
Yeah. And so not only that, they don't have to get elected. It's even better. Even nicer. They can stay for a long time. Think about J. Edgar Hoover. How long did that motherfucker stay in power for? He was running the FBI wearing a dress for like 30 years.
Because of what you just discussed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like there are that's why I can speak with impunity about the Illuminati, because I know who you would have to be in order for what I'm saying to bother you, number one.
Right.
Number two, I know your big secret. I know that you're not the Illuminati. I am.
Real shit. You're not the Illuminati. I am. And this is true. Even I talk to my dad and I use the term Illuminati loosely, and he just shakes his head when I use it loosely because, he knows what it really means, Let me see if we can find a definition. Can we do that? Here we go. There's Britannica. Let's go with Britannica. Okay. So Britannica says, hold on, let me find it. All right. So Illuminati is the plural form of the Latin word illuminatus or illuminatus, meaning enlightened. Enlightened. And this comes back to something that I've professed many times through the years, that all right, so let's put it like this. If you're a Hotep, you're an Illuminati. If you are a part of the power structure, you're in the Illuminati. So you have the good side and you have the bad side of the Illuminati, right? Because we are the enlightened ones. So we're talking about enlightenment. And some people like to segment people into different groups based upon income or race or class, when technically this game that's being played out here is about enlightenment. And under enlightenment comes intelligence, fortitude, perseverance, but most importantly, the willingness to do the hard stuff. That's mostly what this is about, right? So when you talk about people and why they don't understand crypto, why they don't understand investing, right? Because it comes with so many foreign terms. It's almost like you got to learn a new language. I mean, you technically do. When you deal with investing, you deal with crypto, you're learning a new language. Even in marketing, there's so many different acronyms and certain terms that, mean this and mean that. And you have to learn a whole new vocabulary. So it's that mountain you got to climb to find enlightenment. And the thing that separates the people who win, and this thing that separates winners and losers is that willingness to climb the mountain to seek enlightenment. What people have is the living dead, and the living dead are people who practice complacency. They're happy where they are. They're like, I know what I know, right? Not to pick on Strong Dad, but I'm picking on Strong Dad. Strong Dad is a painter, a damn good one. Maybe the best in the world. Who knows? But Strong Dad knows painting, right? Now, Strong Dad may be the type of person that goes, I know painting. This is what I know. And that's all I want to know. Now, I'm not saying that's how Strong Dad thinks, because I don't think that's how he thinks. But assuming he does, hypothetical situation, I know what I know, and that's all I want to know. And this is complacency, where somebody has reached a certain level of acumen in a particular field and is happy there and doesn't want to learn anything new. There's a chapter somewhere in the 48 Laws of Power that talks about this. I can't remember what chapter it is. But they talk about how dangerous it is to stay in your castle or stay in your bubble while the world evolves around you and you're not caught up. You don't stay up to date with things. There's something else that his last name is Schwartz. This is a great copywriter, sales copywriter. Schwartz is his last name. I forget the first name. Eugene Schwartz. And he talks about, he says, if you want to write great sales copy, read the tabloids. And I found that quite interesting, right? And why? He's basically saying, read the tabloids, because then you know what the commoners are thinking. You know what the rank and file, what the everyday person, what they're talking about, what they're thinking about. And these are ways you can relate to them through pop culture and other different avenues of so-called culture, which is fascinating. So you can't go so high that you know nothing that's happening on the street. That's why I follow the accounts I do on Instagram, and I stay up to date on, what new rapper got beef with this person, and just the drama of things, in popular culture. And that's because I can use that to my benefit. I can use that to somebody else's benefit. When I'm talking to somebody from the so-called streets, we can begin a conversation talking about, Crit Baby or something like that, right? And then I can segue that and use that to relate to something that's edifying and enlightening. Not sure how I got to this, but the moral of the story is Illuminati equals enlightened. That's what it means in Latin, illuminatus, enlightened. And the difference, the true defining factor that separates all people in any great society or poor society are those who are enlightened and those who are not enlightened. And then you can segment it down further into people who want to be enlightened and people who are complacent. To be complacent, my analogy is stagnant water. What happens when you leave water still? It begins to grow. Things begin to grow in it. Bacteria, organisms, mold, algae, some good things, some bad things. But it in stagnant water grows mold. This is one of my phrases. Stagnant water grows mold. But I didn't even talk about this in survival. If you have a sitting body of water, it's probably not safe to drink. What you want is moving bodies of water, streams and rivers. This is where you want to get your water from. if you were trying to survive in the wilderness, rainforest, or wherever you are, you want to look for moving bodies of water and filter that water, because you still want to filter the water, boil it, et cetera, to kill any bacteria and germs. But that moving body of water is going to be comparable to clarity, and you can use this analogy for your mental. If you are sitting still and you are not learning, you're not increasing, you're not growing, your brain begins to grow mold. It gets moldy and yucky, and you become retarded. But if you're always growing and always moving and keeping your mind sharp and exercising your mind, this is why I love chess. It forces me outside of my comfort zone. It forces me to discipline myself. I mean, chess is one of the hardest disciplines in the world, to where when you first begin, you're fascinated by your ability to think 3 moves ahead. You're like, wow, I can think 3 moves ahead. And then you get better and you're up to 8. And now you're like, wow, I just calculated that entire variation. It was a total of 8 moves right there. And I calculated all of that. And I was able to see all the different variations in that, right? And then there's this other example of my chess training. And I remember my first lesson at the chess club, Feel the Power Chess Academy in Miami with Coach Alejandro. And I remember sitting down at the desk with the chessboard in front of me and no pieces. And he says to me, here's the position. And he tells us where the pieces are, but there are no pieces. I have to look at the board and try and figure out where mate in 2 is or mate in 3 without the pieces. You fast forward a couple of years later, and he's like, yeah, you're going to have to do the same thing except no board. So he tells me where the pieces are, and I have to close my eyes, or I can do it with my eyes open, which is another milestone, where you tell me what the pieces are on the board, and I'll find mate in 2 without a board. Then there's playing the game without a board. I just say the moves, and we play the game. And at a certain level, when you get to a certain level in chess, there is no board. You don't need a board. I just say the moves. E4, E5, knight F3. And we move on like that, knight C3, whatever it may be. Or, you play D6, protecting the pawn on E5, right? These different things. So, moral of the story is you have to consistently challenge yourself in order to become the Illuminati. You have to challenge yourself in order to become the Illuminati. Let's go to the next timestamp. I think I've exhausted that topic. Next timestamp is at 22 minutes. So that was 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and the next one's at 22 minutes. So we're going to stop right here. Oh, wait, there's an ad playing. Okay.
Have to worry about food or shelter. You'll be taken care of, and now you can pursue your dreams.
Is this the mark of the beast you're speaking of, sir?
I think it is.
Right. That's the whole thing. Is it's never been difficult at any point in history. Like we got a dude right now that's telling you front and center that I put a computer in somebody's head, guys. Right.
Yeah. And everybody's going, yay.
It's the greatest thing in the world, sir.
Yeah.
But we understood this 15, 20, 25 years ago. We understood while watching Tron or while watching Cyborg, we understood that there was just this small line medically that needed to be crossed in order for us to be able to do these things.
Yeah.
Like if you can hook a battery up to an octopus and make it go like this, you're halfway there.
Yeah.
He's warning you about the Elon brain chip coming back to Charles Haywood. How could he not see it? Katt sees it. I see it. The Hotep see it. The conspiracy theorists see it. I'm sure Alex Jones and InfoWars sees it. You're not going to like the video? Oh, shit, my bad. Y'all, I'm terrible at this shit, y'all. I'm sorry. Here. Boom. I'm terrible at engagement on YouTube. I'll watch a video over and over again and forget to like it. But yeah, so a couple of shots was thrown at Elon during this, autonomous vehicles, and now once again he's talking about Neuralink. A lot of subjects that many people want to stay away from because, well, they've made him your new leader, the leader of free speech. Let's go to the next. So that was at the 22 mark. The next one's at the 47-minute mark, somewhere's about. Let's pull this up. Hold on, I want to get it just right. Almost there. Or maybe let's see if it's here.
Information. Willingly, because you're on it.
That's what it became.
Oh, wait. No. All right, let's start.
Flying.
Right here.
Link to lock us all together so everybody could read everybody's mind. That's what's going to happen, and then there's going to be no more leaders. There's going to be no more governments.
You're being very controversial right now. Okay.
Hey, yo, make sure y'all hit the like button, by the way. Yes, chat is right. Hit the like button, please.
So look, that
better is better.
That exists already. So just understand that the worldwide government is way smarter than we give them credit for because they have us.
Worldwide government. He didn't say United States government. He said worldwide government.
Believing they don't do nothing. But the truth is, like there's no such thing as the government is in bed with the internet. No, the internet is a government installation.
This a real Hotep brother.
That they allowed the world to use for free so that they could have the information willingly.
That's something we also talked about on this show, where actually it was a tweet I had a few days ago. And this was in reference to, who's programming who? Are you programming yourself when you log into the internet? Or are you being programmed by the internet? And that's a choice. That's a decision. For example, if you watch the Grift Report, you are in control of you. You have chosen to watch this show because you know it's going to be mentally enriching. So you are programming you because you selected this. Now, some people are not as conscious as the Hotep community. Sorry, my brain had another thought that I'm not going to entertain. But you chose this show because you want to program yourself. You want to become Illuminati. You want to become enlightened. But when everybody is plugged into the internet, I think I spoke about this the other day. Everybody's plugged into the internet. And back in the day, the only way to access people was through the TV and newspaper. And now they got 24-hour access to your brain. So not only are they gathering data, which Katt talks about here, but also 24-hour machine of pumping out propaganda and creating a hive mind. Even if you're, some people believe that because they're aligned with the right, that they're an independent thinker. Some people think because they align with the left, they're an independent thinker. Some people think because they're libertarian, they're an independent thinker. And I'm looking at all the groups as they interact with each other online, and they're all talking about the same topics. Whatever topic the Illuminati, the dark Illuminati, let's call them the dark Illuminati, whatever topic they toss into the fish tank, everybody fights over. What topic would you toss into your own tank? Why are we not talking about meditation, transcendental meditation? Why are we not talking about telepathy? Why are we not talking about various forms of transportation? Not to say that we should be talking about transportation. I'm just saying these topics are not selected by us. So you go, I'm an independent thinker, I'm on the right wing, and this is how I feel about abortion. And I'm like, well, why are you talking about abortion? It's because that's what they gave you to talk about. They've selected that. This is here. You guys want to argue? Here, argue over this. Let's toss this in the fish tank. Oh, you know what would be cool? Let's have them argue over transgenders. Let's toss that into the fish tank. And everybody starts fighting. And then, you know, people argue over this topic and they go, I'm an independent thinker. But you're still thinking about the things that the Illuminati toss into the fish tank. And this is the power that the internet holds. This is why it's very important for you not to read the internet when you begin your day. Do not read Twitter or anything like that. Be with yourself for at least 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. Be with yourself. I like to listen to business podcasts when I'm in the gym. I do during my warm up, I listen to business podcasts because the business podcast I listen to is only like 10 minutes, so it's perfect for a warm up. So I listen to business podcasts, and I listen to myself. I remember somebody asked me, you know, they said, Hotep Jesus, how do you know, we're talking about the subject of the subconscious mind. They said, how do you know so much about the subconscious mind? And aside from the studies I've done with, you know, some occult manuscripts and Carl Jung, aside from those things, the truth is I study myself. So in the mornings, this is what we got to do. You got to study yourself. Study the things you think about. Continually audit. Some people like to lie to themselves and make excuses to themselves why they shouldn't create better thoughts. Because that's really what the rest of your life is, the rest of your day, the rest of your hour, the next 5 minutes is about the health of your thoughts. And that's what the internet is after. It's after the health of your thoughts, right? So today is a day where I hadn't gotten a chance to really look at the timeline. And you'll see the alignment of my brain where another thing I do a daily opus. And I should probably read this one to you because this one was really good. This is today. I mean, they're all really good. They're just gems. If you want to get my daily opus, my daily email opus, HotepJesus.com.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
HotepJesus.com/sub. Only for the Illuminati, though. Only for the light Illuminati. So this one goes, and this is what happens when your mind is not connected to the internet. And I'm able to have these fresh thoughts. So I said, do you know what my superpower is? Well, the title is Hotep Jesus, the Wizard of Hotepistan. And it says, do you know what my superpower is? I'll tell you, but you might laugh and think it's ridiculous. But here goes. I believe in magic. My mind is not bound by unrealistic limitations. And this was inspired by the conversation we had yesterday with Strong Dad, where I saw people in the chat and others, you know, telling me about, you know, how hard it is to find good help and, you know, all these things. Just a bunch of I can't shit. And it's just that doesn't exist in my world. So as we continue, there's a quote here from Hotep Jesus. It says, what one man believes is impossible is step one in another man's journey. So you say this is impossible. And I'm like, well, that's just step one on my journey. You know, they said it's impossible to get on Fox News without pandering. It's impossible to get on Fox News without a publicist, you know, without, what do they call it? You know, electronic press kit. I don't have a press kit. Fuck, I need a press kit for it. Press kits are for like people who are starving, right? Press kit. Maybe I should have a press kit actually, but anyway. But I did it, right? It's impossible to get on Joe Rogan. You got to know somebody. I did that, right? So again, my mind is not bound by unrealistic limitations. What one man believes is impossible is step one in another man's journey. So the things that people have told me was impossible. I remember my roommate used to say negative things about, I used to be on the couch reading self-help books, and he's like, those things are never going to help you. He went in his room and read Harry Potter, and those books helped me, right? So you're also going to have people who tell you, you know, all these things that you can't do. And really what they're saying is they're projecting. They're basically saying, here's what I think is impossible for me. Well, that's for you. And that's how you think. But Hotep Jesus doesn't think like that. I think I have an ordained path to success. It's ordained. It's like blessed by the gods of Akhenaten. The whole Amenhotep dynasty is behind me. Okay. And my grandma somewhere. Both of them. Continue. For now, let's remove all of the woo-woo magic wizard stuff and think more practically so you can understand me. What happens inside your body when you believe you can do something? That's too complicated. Let's try this another way. Let's say you're in the gym about to hit the bench press for your next personal record. What happens to that next set if you think negatively? What happens when you think positively? I'm sure many of us have been there, been in the gym, and they say, you got to psych yourself up. You know, that's what men do. We psych ourselves up. Well, what does that mean? Psych. We're dealing with the mind. That means the mind is going to help you lift that weight. So regardless of outside forces, belief changes something inside of you. Every emotion starts with a thought, and those emotions create chemical reactions within the body. When you have fear, your cortisol levels increase. When you have a great thrill, you get an adrenaline rush. All these things are mechanical in a way. So, if you believe you can achieve something, the chemical composition within your body will coordinate to reach this achievement. This is all chemistry. This is all alchemy. This is all biological. When you're full of doubt, your thoughts will be consumed by it and produce more negative thoughts. But if you're optimistic, your thoughts produce fruit that can be harvested. Our ideas are one type of fruit born from this tree of optimism. So, if you have a goal and you eat from the tree of optimism, you will find that ideas come in abundance. So basically what I'm saying is when you have, when you drink from the tree of optimism, when you eat from the tree of optimism, your mind, the neurons in your brain begin to interact with each other in such a way that it brings about productivity. And those things end up embedding messages within your subconscious mind where all great ideas come from, the subconscious mind. That's why sometimes you're chilling, not thinking about anything, and then bing, it's like an email. Like it just pops in your head. And you're like, oh shit, I had a great idea. Like you didn't sit there and try and think of it. It just popped in your mind, right? It's the magic of drinking from the tree of optimism. But when you drink from the tree of pessimism or eat from the tree of pessimism, your mind begins to produce those type of thoughts and you don't get ideas. You don't find ways to find a great employee. But when you eat from the tree of optimism, you think about your employee. You're not thinking about, okay, it's hard to get an employee and, I want to get an employee. When you eat from the tree of optimism, you're thinking about, after I get the employee, here's how we're going to operate. You're already in the mode of working and not creating. It's like we've already created that relationship. So mentally, you already have the employee. This is the difference between optimism and pessimism. When you're optimistic, you're like, yo, I know I'm going to get the employee, but what am I going to do when I get them? So when you start crafting these thoughts of, okay, here's how I'm going to, make sure that they don't leave. And here's how I'm going to pay them. Here's when I'm going to pay them. And here's how I'm going to train them. And here are some things they might do wrong. And what exactly type of person am I looking for? What strengths, what weaknesses? And if they have these strengths, how will I use them? If they have these weaknesses, how will I make those weaknesses into strengths? So when you start thinking like somebody who already has an employee, well, we'll get to the woo-woo stuff another time. But when that employee comes, you'll be prepared because you've thought about these things. You've prepared for them. So if you have a goal and you eat from the tree of optimism, you will find that ideas come in abundance. You will have a harder time organizing, prioritizing, and remembering your ideas than harvesting them. And this is true. Like when you're an optimistic person, ideas just come. I have I cussed myself out this week for not writing down a bunch of ideas because they were just coming, and I didn't write them down. I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. I'm going to remember that one. That's a great idea. It's a lie. We tell ourselves that we're going to remember these ideas, especially when they come back to back. So the truth is, when you start writing them down, it'll be harder for you to organize and prioritize these ideas than it is to actually get ideas. The ideas will come because the neurons in your brain have started to coordinate in a way that aligns with your path to success. Right? So it says you will have a harder time organizing, prioritizing, remembering your ideas than harvesting them. And it is these ideas that allow you to overcome obstacles. So we think about obstacles, but if you're optimistic, you have the ideas, there are no obstacles. Now that we've covered what happens inside of you, what happens outside of you? Well, that's too woo-woo for most, so I'll leave this here for now and let you speculate as a mental/spiritual exercise. Okay, and you can go get my daily opus at hotepjesus.com.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
All right, let's go back. This is why vision boards work? Yeah. Facts. Now let's go back. What timestamp are we on now? Okay, we're on that one. All right, let's go to the next one, which is, okay. Let's see. The next one is 1:18. 1 hour and 18 minutes in.
Top 10 mistakes that I see beginner videographers making.
Oh boy, here we go.
Interesting, because I didn't know how sophisticated the underwater listening devices are. But they have these super sophisticated underwater listening devices everywhere to make sure that Russia's not sneaking up on us. Because Russia will sneak up on a motherfucker. Russia snuck up on people before.
Sir, none of that is for Russia.
You think it's for aliens?
None of that is for Russia.
Do you think that's for aliens? That would be the wildest shit of all time. What underwater listening devices because they knew that aliens were under there?
Okay. Let's see if this is weed talk or not.
Let's go.
So which one do we know more about? Do we know more about space or do we know more about the oceans?
We know more about space. Yeah. Quite a bit.
This a real Hotep brother.
Now, this is something I've been saying for a while. People keep talking about outer space and the aliens. And I had this profound thought a couple of decade ago, I don't know. It's been so damn long since I had this profound thought. But this thought came about when I was thinking about the oceans. They said there's so much unexplored ocean. And that got me thinking. I'm like, oh, shit. We looking up for the aliens when we need to be looking down for them. They probably in the ocean. And when we see them, they're probably emerging from the ocean and going into the sky and leaving, or coming and then going into the ocean. That would make the most sense for why we can't track them down, why we can't interact with them. Okay? Somebody in the chat said we haven't even covered 90% of the ocean. We've only scratched the surface. This is what I'm saying. Lauren says, as above, so below. Yeah. Profound thought. Let's go to the next timestamp. So that was 1:18. The next one's at 1 hour 27. And again, I don't remember what these are. I just remember putting them down. All right, let's go here. Hold on, let me fix it. Right here.
History, there was this homunculus thing.
Like a genetically engineered human?
Life form.
Mm-hmm. Creature.
Right.
Whoa.
And so, it's spoken of in history very sparingly. But, a lot of things in the world are about perception, Yeah. So we don't believe that there's clones. We don't believe that because we don't feel like we have the technology. But the truth is, if you go body part to body part, you'll go, what if I lost 2 legs? Well, we get.
So, chat, when he said this, I remember now, when he said this, the first thing that came to my mind was the story of Yaqub.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
And then the second thing that came to mind was this is black nationalist folklore. Now, the way the black nationalist folklore is, it's sort of spliced into the Yakub theory about the invention of white people. Okay, and the way this black nationalist folklore goes is, at some point, well, there's some Nibiru shit in here too in my brain, some Anunnaki shit. But basically, what happened was this is about the creation of white people, and he kind of was about to go into this, but he's like, I don't want to get canceled. But I'm just telling you, the folklore, right? And some of the ancient black nationalist folklore talks about the creation of white people and how white people are really, I apologize if you get offended by this, but I'm just telling you what I know. So how it goes is all white people, so-called white people, have Neanderthal DNA. Okay, African people don't have any Neanderthal DNA. All white people have Neanderthal DNA. So the way the theory goes is that there was some interbreeding or intermixing between humanoids or humans and the Neanderthal, and this is how the first white man, so-called white man, is born. Allegedly. I don't know how fucking true this shit is. But this ties into the Yakub theory. The other theory is the whole Anunnaki theory about the creation of humans. And this has to do with Anunnaki DNA mixed with primates. And this has something to do with, the 22 chromosomes or something like that. And we have 23. Is that how it goes? Chat, how many chromosomes are there? Human chromosomes. Let's see here. Human chromosomes. Okay, so in humans, each cell normally contains 23 pairs of chromosomes, right? And I think that primates have 22? No, 46. I'm sorry. Humans have 46 chromosomes, and the chimpanzee, gorilla, and orangutan have 48. This is how the story goes. And what they said is that 2 chromosomes were removed by the ancient Anunnaki to create humans. This is the way the story goes. Again, I don't know how true this shit is, but this is some of the stuff that came to mind while watching 23 pairs, right? 23 pairs, 46 total, right. So that would give primates 24 pairs. Okay. All right, let's go to the next timestamp. He's going full Hotep. I'm like, damn, he taking me back to my old days. All right, so that was an hour 27. We haven't gotten to my favorite part yet. All right, so we're going to go to hour 35. 1 hour and 35 minutes. Let's go there.
Introducing Hyperline.
Oh, Jesus. Body armor. Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay, perfect. We're right there. No, we're not. Okay.
Might be a good time to get a bunker, or at least a supply of water.
Well, here's the thing. If you follow what becomes accessible, that's how you can generally see where things are going, Mm-hmm. And so that's the true magicalness of Elon Musk,
Oh, again, this is the third reference to Elon Musk. So Katt Williams is thinking like us. Oh, it's not on your screen. I'm sorry. Katt Williams is thinking like us.
Take that guy out of the story and just tell that story, and
yeah.
And Katt is, this pause actually, this body language here is really encapsulates what this entire interview felt like, where Katt is dropping hints. He's not, he at no point does he fully flush out his ideas. He's like, I'm going to drop this hint, but I'm not about to flush this whole thing out because I'm on Joe Rogan's podcast. Shit gets clipped out of context. It starts beef and drama and all this other shit, right? And Elon Musk, one of the most powerful people in the world, and he's like, I don't want to sit up here and, I don't know what the legal ramifications of this stuff are. But he's like warning people about Elon Musk.
Yeah, he's moving us into so many different directions all at the same time. The electric car thing, the internet satellite thing, and now this Neuralink thing. The Neuralink thing is the craziest one.
Because all of these things are connected in these higher upper echelon conversations. I'm saying you see the same conversation with Tesla or Da Vinci or like...
Cat likes to drop crumbs? Yeah.
Information is what is limited, and
it was like 7 or 8.
Whole industries can be built upon your ability to know how certain things are going to hit certain people. And this was before we called things promotion and marketing. You know what I
mean? Nailed it. All right, let's go to the next timestamp. We're going to go to phone lines in a little bit. Text Hotep in your name to 202-596-5631. Text Hotep in your name at 202-596-5631. Let's talk about all this shit. Next timestamp.
I don't know what randomly means. It's a seldom seen thing in the universe. Randomly.
I love that. I don't know what randomness is. What is randomness? What does that even mean? Right? I love that. It's a wise thing. It's a wise statement to say. In fact, I should probably bring it back so you can get the context.
Every 7 years.
Here it is.
That's going to be a life, so I don't waste
I almost
anything.
missed it. I almost missed it. This is
I
the
couldn't
part
wait till people live. 100's a good number, but there's been people that 600, it seems. So I don't know. Seems like this. But I'm just going to space it out 7 years at a time. So every 7 years, that's going to be a life, so I don't waste anything. So I couldn't wait till I got 7 because that was going to be the start of my first life.
Why'd you break it into 7s? Just randomly?
I don't know what randomly means.
Okay. This is my favorite part of the interview. And I want to bring it back just to show you Katt's posture when Joe asked him about that.
Every 7 years,
look at Katt's
life,
reaction.
So I don't waste anything. So I couldn't wait till I got 7 because that was going to be the start of my first life.
Why'd you break it into 7s? Just randomly?
I don't know what randomly means.
So Joe says, why'd you break it into 7s? You know who, like when he said it, I knew exactly what he was talking about. Mostly because I studied this shit. But I knew exactly what he was talking about.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Watch this. You're going to go into your trusty search engine. You're going to type in the number 7 and life cycle. Okay, it says there are 7 phases of life: the good life, the fast life, the wandering, planting. I don't know what the fuck this shit is, but that's not what I'm looking for. Right here, what does it say? Okay, what is 7-year life cycle? According to Steiner, we all live our lives through 10 cycles, each lasting 7 years, from the moment we are born until 70 and beyond. Throughout them, we pass through challenges, learn profound lessons, sharpen our physical and emotional instincts, and discover spiritual growth. Want to find, hold on, I'll find you a better source. Hold on, let me see. Okay, let me see. I'm about to take y'all. We about to go deep in the occult. We're about to go deep in the occult real fast. Hold on. Is it in this PDF? Okay. About to show you some shit I don't even think I'm supposed to be showing you, but we're going to show it to you anyway. Hold on. I just want to skim and see if it's in this PDF. Okay. No. No. Okay. Here we go. All right. Yeah, it's in this document. All right. So let's put this on your screen. All right. So we're looking at chapter 5 here. All right. So let's go here. This is written by a gentleman by the name of Harvey Spencer Lewis. I'll introduce you to him really fast. Hold on a second. Very talented guy. Now, Harvey Spencer Lewis, he lands on the scene. He's from New Jersey, by the way. He lands on the scene right around the time of Garvey and Noble Drew Ali. He lands on the scene right around the same time. This guy, Harvey Spencer Lewis, okay? And he founds this thing called the Ancient Mystical Order of the Rose Cross. This is the more refined version of Rosicrucianism. And you see his face here. This is Harvey Spencer Lewis, right? So he lands on the scene, and he's basically like a mystic / occultist. And he's written many great documents on the occult and mysticism and all these things. But I want to jump down to chapter 5, and you'll see here, and it says, these simple periods of human life, one of the most simple and very apparent cycles of human life, is one which the ancients observed and quickly learned to use as a basis for many of their mathematical and geometrical plans of life activities. Now, there is some things, some very interesting things we can deal with. Matter of fact, real quick, I got to stop right there because we got to talk about what's her name? I know her name is Ruth something. She has this great book on numbers. I'll get it later. But it's a very it's basically a mathematical book, right? And it shows you all these things that Pythagoras learned when he went into the temples of ancient Egypt, and Aristotle, and it's basically math, right? And she dives into all the little mathematical equations, and something I read over a decade ago, and probably should do a refresher on it. But when you talk about numerology, they break down the numerology into math, so it's not so woo-woo, because people think, numerology, what are you talking about, Hotep Jesus? You're in astrology and all that? And this is like, yeah, I am, but it's science-based, right? And I think it's very important to understand that science explains God and God explains science. They have a symbiotic relationship. Anyway, even in the modern, right here, even in the modern science of medicine and in many of the newer statistical forms of analysis of human economics, this ancient cycle of human life is utilized as a fundamental scheme. According to this primary cycle, human life is divided into a progression of periods, each period lasting approximately 7 complete sun years, or 7 years, approximately 365 days each, merely as an illustration of how this simple cycle manifests itself, and not to use this cycle as part of the system to be explained later on. I will call your attention to the fact that we can easily divide our lives into periods of 7 years, and notice how each period has brought its definite results and produced effects upon our growth, development, and mastership. And then he goes on and he explains what happens in each period. So this is period 1 is birth to the 7th year, then goes on, right? And you have your several periods here. And if you know anything about numerology, or just math, 9 is the last integer, right? So it stops at period 9, but it could go on further. Another interesting thing here is the other periods of 7 years each contribute to spiritual development, the gradual breaking down of the physical body. The end of the cycles is approximately 144 years. In order that the cycle of life may harmonize with other cycles and other periods, which will be dealt with later on. I'm not going to get into that, but it gets into like reincarnation and some other shit. Am I getting too deep for y'all? Is this like too heavy? Am I? Anyway, so when Katt said, Retroneon said, could Katt be talking about the 7 chakras as well? Interesting question. I can't really say for certain what was going on in Katt's mind. However, my guess is he's talking about the life cycles. There's a certain life cycle, and it tells you a lot about what he was reading when he was a kid, because that is a known occult thing, that we have these cycles of life that revolve around 7 years. Somebody throw a thumbs up in the chat if you know about the 7-year life cycle. Throw a thumbs up in the chat. Here it is. I found the book. Hold on. I'm going to put this up on your screen so you get another really good book. And then you'll see what I'm talking about. This one's written by Ruth Phelps. It's called The Universe of Numbers. And let's go here. So, again, stuff I've studied over 10 years ago. So, on the Joe Rogan Experience with Katt Williams, you heard him talk about Hermes Trismegistus. So Hermes is actually Tahuti. This is, they call him Thoth. In Greek, they call him Thoth, but in ancient Kemet, his name was Tahuti or Jehuti. And Tahuti and Jehuti have 2 forms. Tahuti has 2 forms. I'll show you. One of them is the baboon, and the other one is this ibis. This bird here is called an ibis. So you'll see Tahuti be presented in 2 forms. One of them is the ibis bird, and you can find these in Florida. And the other form he has is the baboon. And let's see if we can see an image of him as a baboon here. They often show him as the ibis. All right, I'm about to type in baboon. And then you'll see him like this. He'll come in this form. And you'll see the sun above his head, which I think means enlightenment. But he's also a scribe. He's a scribe. He's an accountant. That's really what, if you study, I studied under Shaka Akmo, so he gave me this information. This is all coming from Shaka. If you guys haven't paid Shaka for his information, you probably want to do that. He'll give you private sessions. Tell him to do it for like $100 an hour, and he'll probably talk for 12. And you'll get your money's worth. But highly suggest talking to him and getting some lessons. He used to give me lessons from like midnight to 4 a.m. and I'd be falling asleep, like trying to stay awake. And he'd be like, yo, you ain't got no stamina. I'm like, I know, shut up. So Tahuti comes in those 2 forms. Let's go back. So there's a universe of numbers. And the interesting thing about this is, like I said, it's a very... all right, so here we deal with Pythagoras' triangle. So Pythagoras gets credit for this, but Pythagoras learned this from the ancients in ancient Kemet. That's just historical fact, right? So he goes into the temples and he learns about all of these numbers, right? So let's go in here and see if we can find something about the number 7. So it talks about Jewish mysticism, and this is Kabbalah. Yeah, there's 7 planets. There's a lot in here. and I'm not going to be able to recall it because, like I said, I read this many, many years ago. 7 days of the week is another situation happening here, and it dives a lot. I love some of the stuff in Kabbalah. I love some of the Kabbalah stuff they deal in. At some point, I was learning Hebrew, just trying to understand what the fuck I was reading here. Oh, the 7 spheres, 7 planets. They say 9. It's 7. 7th sun. Anyway, this is Universe of Numbers by Ruth Phelps. If you guys want to download and read that, it's pretty much like must-read material. The 7-year cycle that occurs. The Jewish sabbatical year, also known as the Shemitah, is a 7-year cycle that occurs every 7 years. See, there you go. 7 sages, 7 hermetic principles. The Bible has 3 cycles of 7. There you go. You guys are starting to see the correlation here. Drew V, he threw a thumbs up. He knows about the life cycles of 7. Jabari knows about the life cycles of 7. Jay's World. If you came from the conscious community, Hotep community, you definitely know about this. If you study the occult, you definitely know about this. So when Joe asked me, he's like, why 7 years? Well, this is just general occult knowledge, just stuff that you need to know. And you need to know where you are in your life cycle, right? So you do some calculations. What is your age now? Divide that by 7 and you'll see where you are in your cycles. And then you can refer back to this book that I showed you before, and it'll tell you where you are in your life cycle, and it may find some meaning. Now, I'm a little weird because I haven't checked my 7-year life cycle in over a decade, mostly because when I read the book, I took into account the cycle I was in and the coming cycle. So I'm sort of conscious about it, and I probably should go do a refresher, but it told me, actually, let's see where I am in my life cycle. Let's just do this now, since we're going to fucking big brain this shit. Okay, what cycle am I in? And then we'll take a look at that. All right. So I'm leaving my 6th period this year. I'll be leaving my 6th period, right? What year is this? No, actually, I'm in my 7th. What am I talking about? I'm in my 7th. So it says, in this period, the desire to rest, meditate, philosophically speculate, builds up in a human being a new chapter, which unfolds strongly and uniquely in each case until the individual becomes a new person with new hopes, new desires, and a new point of view in life, and a new goal and an ideal toward which to labor. And I'm feeling that heavily now. Like, I've been feeling that. Like, for example, I reached out to 2 of my astrologers to ask them for some meaning, right? And I told them my favorite color changed. Ironically, my favorite color is the same color as Flo. It's orange. And I'll show you an example of this, because if you look at the home screen here on my app, on my phone, you'll see here, I changed the Twitter icon to orange. When we check my Trello app here, you'll see my Trello app, I changed the background to orange. So my favorite color changed. It changed from red and black to orange. So I asked my astrologer, I said, what is this about? And they basically corroborated. They were a little bit different, but they basically corroborated and said, yeah, you're going through some serious changes right now, and you're about to level the fuck up. Keep going. So now here I'm reading this, and I'm like, oh shit, I just entered my 7th cycle. So this is very interesting, right? So it says the mind is turned more strongly toward religion and philosophy than to business. And this is true, even though I'm a business guy. If you can see, like, even my tweets and everything is sort of changing, and I'm becoming more philosophical, which is ironic. It is also turned into those humanitarian activities that bring consolation and peace by giving help, health, happiness to the downtrodden, disconsolate. I'm sorry, I didn't have that on the screen, and despondent. So surely does this period work out in the average person's life to some degree that one may easily judge the approximate age of any eminent character by noting the tendencies of his habits and the trend of his thoughts, even when such a person is in very moderate circumstances. I'm in moderate circumstances and can do nothing more than wish he were able to do the things that he has in his mind and heart. So this is Hotepistan and all of this stuff and helping people. And this is why I didn't need to read this, because, as I said before, I study myself. And when I study myself and I see things like my favorite color changing and my desires and things I want to entertain. And if you look in this election year, how everything's gone dark, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to join that. I'm going to go light, and we're going to bring people to the light. We're going to bring people to the illumination. This is where I am in my life cycle. So yeah, that's what Katt was talking about. Katt was talking about this 7 year cycle. Mr. Got Plenty. And so when he said it, I was like, oh shit, Katt knows about the 7 year cycle? Like, dude is definitely mad Hotep. Mr. Got Plenty, thank you very much for the super. You are appreciated. Consciousness on another level. Everyone is fascinated by what Katt Williams is saying, but Hotep's been told me. Facts. This is why I said Katt Williams went full Hotep on this episode. Full Hotep. But I should probably take that back, because he didn't go... he went full Hotep with the topics, but he didn't flush them out, because it's just like, orange is a confidence color, right or no? I think red is a confidence color. Orange is a derivative of red. I think, how do you make orange again? It's red and green makes blue, I think. I forget. No, green and yellow makes orange, right? I think green and yellow makes orange. Check, correct me if I'm wrong. I forget my primary colors. But orange is, I don't know what orange is. I can feel what orange is, but I couldn't quite explain it. But it's definitely some sort of, it's kind of following the chakra color, ain't it? Hold on. Chakra colors. Hold on, let's see here. Oh, I'm rising. So, like I said, my favorite color was red, right? So that's the lowest chakra, right? At one point, purple was my favorite color. So, but that was definitely during an enlightenment phase. So I'm at orange now. So I'm slowly moving up this chakra system. It seems that way, right? Anyway, let's come back. All right, next timestamp. I think I've exhausted that subject, and we still got to go to phone lines. What's the next timestamp? But that was my favorite part of the interview. That was like the highlight for me. You know, what makes red and yellow? Red and yellow? Yeah, red and yellow makes orange. What am I talking about? I'm sorry. Red and yellow makes orange. Yeah, red and yellow makes orange, because orange is a derivative of red. I had that right the first time. I'm an idiot. Let me fix this on your screen. All right. Next timestamp is at 2 hours and 38 minutes. This is a very interesting part of the conversation here. It's funny too. It's funny.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. The gratitude goes. Alhamdulillah. No idea.
That's where they need to focus, and they would know certain things, and that's where, this is why AI exists.
Did I pass it?
If you're your personal AI, you store your information, you make moves based upon what you've learned. So it's not a difficult process. All through history, they had these oracles and these heads and that gave answers.
Right.
And this is where that whole occult conversation intersects, is because at the end of the day, information is information, and the universe is built on a yin-yang thing that applies to everybody.
And we're slowly getting connected to that oracle, slowly getting sucked into that black hole to the point where it will be inescapable.
Right.
Yeah. And those old billionaire dudes would love to be in control of all that.
Look, what else are you to do with that type of money, Joseph?
Buy a bigger yacht.
Like,
yeah, that's the problem.
Right.
It's like, what's the next game? You know, what's the real game?
As human beings, that's what our expectations are.
Yeah.
Of.
Always.
Yeah, what can you do? And at the end of the day, no matter how much money you amass, it's only about either how you can help others. And if you do that, you're never going to be fulfilled either, because you're never going to help enough people. And that's going to be your whole thing, is not being able to help enough people and just wishing that you could help more.
Right.
Or feeling like everybody is a commodity and that's the way these things work, and find out who I'm going to take advantage of and do so. And that's a major part of a lot of things. Like
another major pattern that human beings fall into time and time again.
Well, you know, the Jewish people are powerful people on this planet, and a lot of that has to do with the process that they have in instilling in their young people a certain amount of information and wherewithal and conversation that does not happen with other cultures, let's say. And that exists only in a few places around the world, but they're always important, especially if you look at things from a non-religious point of view.
Again, it goes back to information.
At all points.
Yeah. I mean, all...
Joe was like, nah, we ain't about to be talking about the Jews on my show.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
You ain't about to talk about Jews on my show. Now, I like that timestamp. I want to play it back just a little bit.
A certain amount of information and wherewithal and conversation. Everybody is a commodity, and that's the way these things work, and find out who I'm going to take advantage of and do so. And that's a major part of a lot of things. Like
another major pattern that human beings fall into time and time again.
Well, you know, the Jewish people are powerful people on this planet, and a lot of that has to do with the process that they have in instilling in their young people.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
That's what I be saying. Y'all be mad at the Jews and the power that they got. But all you telling me is what you don't understand. There is a particular process that is practiced in the Jewish community that is not practiced in other parts of the world, particularly about how they raise their young. Why is it that Jewish kids grow up with such high IQs? Why is it that Jews dominate the world of chess? Why do they dominate the world of math and science and medicine and law and business? What is happening? The question you have to ask yourself is, what is happening in their schools? Why is it that you send your kids to public school and Jewish kids go to Jew school? What is the lesson to be learned there? You complain about the education system and Jews don't. Jews don't complain about the. Yeah, number 2 chess player in the world is a Jew. His name is Fabiano Caruana. Great guy, a fabulous guy. I love Fabi. Fabi's really cool. Matter of fact, I should show you Fabi. He's got a podcast too. His podcast is amazing. Fabiano Caru. Oh wait, no. Let me plug this into and you'll see when I plug him in, you're gonna be like, yeah, he's definitely fucking super genius fucking kid. Here he is right here.
Come here for a second. I want to show you my atomic.
Nobody cares about your atomic calendar, bro.
Complete domination.
That's
start to
Fabio on
finish.
the right.
And yeah, that's what happens when your team is Anish and Danny. I mean, that's you get what you deserve.
So he's number 2 chess player in the world. It's probably like him, Magnus, and then Hikaru, and then you can argue over who's after that. But number 2 chess player in the world is a Jew, right? So the question is, what is happening? And you see this in the Muslim community too. You notice that Muslims have their own private school. The Islam has their own private school, right? So what's the lesson to be learned here? You know, you can hate on the Jews all you want, but really what you're saying is you haven't learned the lesson. The lesson is, where are your conservative schools? And this is something that the Hoteps understand. That's why when we set up Hotep Nation as a 501c3 nonprofit, who did we decide to support? The homeschooling community. Because we were like, if we are really going to change this world for the better, we've got to support homeschoolers. Or zoom out a little bit. We have to think about the next generation. We believe that children are the future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the things you possess inside. Give up the rain. Enter. I don't know the words, but y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm singing a version from Coming to America, by the way. But children are the future. And Jews know this. So what do they focus on? Heavy, heavy, heavy on the education. Asians know this. Heavy, heavy, heavy on the education. Everybody else, they focus on other things. They don't focus on education. Or they outsource education. To who? The United States government. Then you wonder why your kids come home, don't know what gender they are, get beat up, don't learn nothing, graduate with all A's and still stupid. Graduate with a degree, still stupid. It's something that you have to learn about teaching your children. Let's go to the phone lines. Text HOTEP your name to 202-596-5631. I'll be right back after this short, brief commercial break.
Envision a sanctuary where community and sustainability are the cornerstones of living. In this haven, every family is able to grow their own food, children flourish through homeschooling tailored to unlock their full potential, and education extends beyond textbooks, instilling self-worth and a deep understanding of the world around them. Here, goodwill isn't just an ideal, it's the essence of daily life, where respect for law and order harmonizes with the community's resourcefulness. This place isn't just a dream, it's a call to action for everyone who believes in a better, more connected way of living. Join us in building a future where each individual's contributions create a tapestry of enduring harmony and prosperity. Join us in Hotepistan.
Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen,
Let's
Rudy
go.
the Vet Russo on the line. What up, Rudy? Happy Friday. Welcome back.
Happy Friday, HJ. Happy Friday, chat. The weekend is here, man. Enjoy your weekends, man. Kiss and hug your loved ones, man. Have a good weekend, man. The Vet, I'll be out there stalking the streets of Norfolk, towing cars, man, all night long. But I want everybody to have a good time, man. Everybody to have a good time this weekend.
That's what's
because
up.
in 7 days, I'm making my return to my birthplace of New Jersey to just have a good time with all y'all, man. To put faces to the names and have a blast, man, at the Sam Tripoli show and at the Grifties, man.
You coming to? Oh, that's right. You coming to the Sam shit? Yeah, it's gonna be lit, bro.
No, man, it's gonna be lit. Of course, I'm coming to the Sam shit, man. You know that's my boy too, man. That's like the only two podcasts that I'm religious with is this one and his, man. You know, I dip and dab in other ones. You know, but some people.
I love Sam's. I just hate that I can never get to his because me and him were like I think he starts his when I get off mine, or his starts in the middle. I think, is he live right now? I think he might be live right now.
I just hit it. I just go to the. I know he drops two tinfoil hats a week, man. I know he's got Zero and he's got that other one with Brian Callen, but I can't stand that dude, Brian Callen, man. I can't listen to that guy, man. I can't listen to that guy.
No.
Man. Nah, man.
What's the other? Which one?
Just,
What you talking about? Tinfoil?
No, tinfoil is you know, I haven't missed an episode of that in years.
Oh, you talking about Cash Daddies?
Nope. I Cash Daddies every now and then, man, because they're, you know, that dude Howie Dewey's pretty smart.
Yeah.
But when I'm talking about the one where he argues with that other comedian Brian Callen.
Oh, okay.
And dude's just a statist, believe the status quo. Fuck, man, I can't deal with people with closed minds like that, man.
Yeah.
I can't believe I can't listen to people like that, man.
Yeah, I feel you.
But yo, man, I'm up 2 hours into that Katt, man. You know, when I listen to you talk, man, I listen to Shaka talk, man, I listen to the Hoteps talk, man. It makes me despise the Catholic Church more and more and more and more, man. That all these years of the first 15 years of my life, man, I was brainwashed by the Vatican, man. I was brainwashed by the Vatican.
Okay.
And then, you know, then I lost all faith in I lost all faith in higher power and higher thinking. And then, you know, some tragedy in life and some hard circumstances, and the streets was my only way to crawl out of it, man. So,
yeah,
I always keep an open mind. I've always been open-minded about everything, man. You know what I'm saying? Because like, what you were saying, like you got these free thinkers they think because they're on the right, they're free thinkers, or they think they're on the left, they're free thinkers. Man, if you make up your mind on an argument before you hear both sides of it, you're a fucking moron. You're not a free thinker, dude.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But I ain't quite done. I got about an hour left, man. I'll dig into it tonight, man, because you know, the after party chat last night was lit, man. The after party chat on the Cannons, we were having a blast, man. Cannon and Jay, we got them sidetracked, man. They didn't even cover content, man. We were just free flowing and having a good old time, man. We were free flowing and having a good old time. So, you know, I love Cannon's show because, you know, I don't get off work till 3:34 in the morning, and I got an hour and 15-minute commute home, man. You know what I'm saying? So
we want to have, we trying to have content around the clock. So like, no matter when you tune into our Rumble channel, somebody gonna be on. That's the goal.
Somebody gonna. Well, I've been talking to my brother Syke Tyson, man. I'm about for the first time in my life, man, I'm gonna get me a computer and a webcam, man. Like I said, that's one of my goals this year, to start a little, just put my thoughts on the internet, man. Put my thoughts on the internet, man.
Word.
So, maybe I told him maybe one day if Unc can't be in there, maybe I could come on at Hotep's Been Told You and be the co-host, man.
Word.
That's my goal, brother. That's my goal.
But
look, man, I
can't wait till we had a studio, because we're gonna definitely make shit like that happen.
Yeah, man. You know, it's funny how you talk about the 7 cycles, man. Like, I've never really heard of that, and then while you're talking about it, I'm thinking. So I'm riding up the road. I'm thinking, well, 1 through 7, those were some good years of my life. 7 through 14 was a little turbulent. 14 through 21 was a little turbulent. 21 through 28, I was on top of the mountain, and right at the end of it, I got cut down. 28 to 35 was all in prison system. So that was a rough cycle of life, man. But I'm just man, that was some deep shit, man. Just some deep shit. But here I am, man. I'm gonna be 49 this year, man. So this is the end of another cycle, man.
You know what's interesting about me, yo? I got witches in my family. I got witches and wizards in my bloodline, like all the way down, like to my dad. You know what I mean? Like my dad was on, he was into the occult. His aunt was into the occult, and then, you know what I mean? My grandmother, which is above them, and then her mother. Like there's a whole long line of occult learnings in my bloodline. So that's why I like in this lifetime, I've been able to like get access to this information at a real early age. The thing is, what the dark Illuminati does is they hide it from people, or they try to repackage it and then sell it to you like they discovered new knowledge. You know what I'm saying? The Hotep way is to say, after I've digested it and I feel that this is nourishing mental food, I'll share it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
And that's why, man, this next 7-year cycle, man, I'm about to shine like the sun, man. I'm about to shine like the sun, about to take off, man.
It's the dragon year. It's time to do it.
I'm trying to keep that positive thought, positive energy, man. Because, the thing about it is, man, a lot of stuff we break down, man. I'm a woo head, man. I was always a woo head, right? So I always loved the Wu-Tang. And they were dropping so much knowledge in their music, man. And I used to dig in, like, when they would say peace, positive energy activates constant elevation. Yeah. I'd always dig into the 120 study and the mathematics. But I never, I was in the street, so I never really took time to dig deep into that knowledge, man. But
yeah,
my time's coming, man.
Coming, man. I'll give you a big gem right now. You have self-speak, right? And that's what you were talking about, speaking positive, right?
Yeah.
So that's level 1. Level 2 is entering the simulation. This is what I call it, okay? Entering the simulation. When you're in the simulation, all 5 senses are active. You even see it now with the new video game systems where they're trying to make you smell the environment of the video game with a little machine. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they understand the power of the senses. In this simulation, you enter via meditation, this simulation, and the simulation is whatever you want it to be, whatever you want your life to be at any given moment. And that comes back to what Katt was wearing around his head, where he was talking about the Anunnaki skipping through time, right? And it's like, you could skip through time in meditation, and then the result is what ends up in your life. Okay, this is a very real thing. The piece that people leave off, you already got down, which is work, right? Make sure you're bringing in money. Make sure you're treating your family right. So that's at the base level. What some people do is they sell the knowledge like all you got to do is imagine the life you want and you'll get it. But then people are shitty and they don't have a job and they're lazy. They don't get up. They don't work out. You know what I mean? They don't get no air. They don't get no sun. These type of people. So you have these things down. The next thing you got to do is you got to enter the simulation.
Yeah. See, I've been. That's the the mental. Like I got good self-talk, man. I'm definitely. I do a podcast here, but at night there's times I just turn it all off and just let my thoughts roll while I'm moving around all night. You know what I'm saying? Living the vampire life.
So check this out. Check this out. You're talking about in the car, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now what we talking about is moving meditation. When you have those thoughts, like people think you can't move and meditate, but you move and meditate all day. It just be all the wrong thoughts, right? You ever be outside of your mind? Like, for example, the way to be outside of the mind is you driving in the car. You don't even know how much time has passed. You don't even remember making the turns you made, but you're still going to your destination. That's that subconscious mode, right?
Yeah, I have that. I have that on a daily basis, brother. I have that part down to a daily basis.
Okay.
Like,
exactly. So it's in those moments where you could use those moments to daydream the life you want. You
gotcha.
Ideally 6 months out. Six is the number of the portal through which things are born. So if you can think 6 months out and then dismiss it from your mind, that's the last step. That's level 3. Everything's easy to get.
I'm going to take all of that down and work on it, brother. Take all that down and work on it, man.
Somebody said in the chat, JoJo, he said, HJ, you need to post more clips of these gems you drop. Hey, I need y'all to clip them, man. Clip it. Clip it and put it out, man. Clip it and put it out, man. All right, man. I hope everybody's got their drip ready for next weekend, man. Yes, sir.
And coming to set Jersey on fire in a good way, dude.
You got your fit ready, right?
Of course, man. You know I'm ready. And me and Mike Tyson were talking about it all morning long, man. This is the first 15 minutes of the show. We're so hyped up, man.
It's about to be up. It's about to be
so
up.
Me and Spike, we're ready, dude. We're ready to come play, man.
All right.
Ready to come hang out, man. I can't wait, man. See y'all all next week, man. See y'all all next weekend, man. Hotep and Bill, brother.
Hotep and Bill. Or is it? Yo, whoever that was that called in, go ahead. Is it 8 or 9? 8. Yeah, I had that right. 8 days. 8 days into the Grifties. Sold out show. Damn, it's crazy. Somebody asked me, it was like, how you feel? Chat. For a 1 month subscription, let's see who knows me best. Let's see how good you guys know me. 1 month subscription to Apex. You know what I mean? 1/2 of Flowpex. That's Flow plus Apex. 1/2 of Flowpex for a month. What do you think my response was? How do you think you feel? This big success you had, sold out show, your own award show. What do you think my response was? Yeah, it's the year of the dragon. It's the year of the dragon. Shout out to Morgan. Yeah, it's the year of the dragon. Brian is a newbie red pillar. They tried to me to him for his opinions, and he fought through it. I respect that. Yeah. Axel Foley said present. Dr. Feelsgood said ready. Need to improve. Jeremy R. On to the next level. Stewart, not done. Retro Neon, present. Jamie Gardner, elation. Fresh Mike, happy you have a great team. Listen. You already know. What I say on the show last night? We got 2 white handlers. I said this on Hotep's Been Told You. We got 2 white handlers, and they just be telling us what to do, and I just be like, okay. Stuart said, ain't made it yet. Lauren said, when is the next one? Marcus said, excited. You didn't know it was going to sell out. He said, you already knew it was going to sell out. I don't think like that. Like, I may seem like this great stoic. 727, call me back in a second. I might seem like this great stoic, you know, but I deal with fear and doubt too. It's just that my actions don't say it. I'll think it, but I won't allow my actions to say it. So I'll be like, yo, I'm afraid of doing X, Y, and Z. My actions be like, all right, so we gonna do X, Y, and Z, right? Fuck it. And that's what happens. Like Taylor goes, Hotep Jesus, we need to do the Grifties live. And I'm like, can I have 5 minutes really fast? Because you're stressing me out right now. And I'm sitting on the phone quiet. I think I did this to Mike too, or was it Mike? No, I definitely did this to Mike. He was putting together the show. And I was like, can I have 5 minutes to just think about this? And I had to sit there and just think like, all right. It's like, all right. Like that, like I'll sit there and you'll ask me something. I will think about it for 5 minutes and go, okay. But I have to be good with that okay. And if I search through my thoughts, studying myself, and I feel negative and I feel doubt, like, is this a real fear or, oh, is this some bullshit that the mind created? All right. But I didn't think about selling out the show. Like, ask Mike how I was like, yo, what did I tell Mike? I said, yo, we still need them email addresses, Mike. We need those email addresses. I forget what I told Mike. But so let's go back. My gut feeling, selling out the show was not even in my mind. I got to be honest with you. If it was in my mind, it was a concern. Like, okay, how do we sell more tickets, right? What homeboys did I not text and say come? You know what I'm saying? It was shit like that. Like I was working to sell out while everybody's telling me, yo, the shit's going to sell out. Mike told me the shit was going to sell out in the first week. He was like, yo, Hotep, yeah. So I spoke to the venue, and based upon the tickets we already sold, they said it's going to sell out. I'm like, what? And I'm like, all right, I'm going to fuck what they say, and the show is not sold out yet. You know what I mean? So, like, this is where my head is at. All right, so who won? Let's go back. I'm going to see who the first one was. It was some really good answers here. Okay. Dr. Feelsgood said ready. Axel Foley said present. Matt Earth Theory said need to improve. Jeremy R said on to the next level. Gratitude, not done. Present. Elation. Which one is the closest? Because y'all all right there. All of those answers are right there. Who's the closest? Stuart and Jeremy are like right there. On to the next level and not done. Yeah, I'm over here like niggas is telling me the show's sold out, and I'm over here like, how do we get sponsors for next year? Like this. So when the person asked me, I'm like, I don't have time to feel about this event. Like I'm not gonna feel shit until I get on stage. When I get on stage, that's when I'm gonna feel something. Up until that moment, I'm not gonna feel shit. I'm here. I'm present. And I'm handling the matters. All right, who needs me? Who, you know what I mean? You want to take pictures? All right, let's get the picture. Mike need me, you know. One of my VIPs is look a little squished. Let me go over here and make some room for him. Get the jacket. Like I'm trying to, you know what I mean? I'm trying to play host and shit. So like my mind is so glued into work. A fault of mine is I don't really take time to really like, you know, feel. I can't remember the last time I felt. Well, the last time I felt was, again, it only happens on stage. I got to be honest with you. It only happens on stage. Or actually, no, I had the feeling at Hotep Con. Hotep Con every year gives me that feeling, usually by the bar. Usually by the bar. Jeremy R. Yeah, on to the next level. I say Jeremy R, you won. You were first. Hit me up. Men of Order. Customer care at menofwater.com. Hit me up, man. And we'll hook you up with that coupon code. Retro Neon, HJ, $10 super. Thank you. Make sure I hit the likes. HJ, great show today. Salute. My mom read your book, Unbreakable Rules of Masculinity. She said it was okay, 7 of 10. She said she would have added that not all women are superior, nor are worthy of being called that. I know. Yeah. So if you think like that, you're not going to enjoy my book. That's true. You know, because a lot of people are like, you know, these women. The difference is when I'm talking about women, I'm not talking about women of today. I'm talking about women as the being. And I don't think I made that clear in my book. I'm talking about women as the being, like the raw form human before the environment begins to either help or degrade them. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm viewing it from a very psychological point of view. In fact, Unbreakable Rules of Masculinity, I forget the name of the university, but they added it to the syllabus for a sociology class. They had a study, I think it was in Tennessee or something like that. I can't remember, but yeah, my book was studied in university. But I should have made that clear in the book that, you know, what's this dude's name? 727, go ahead. 727, go ahead, call in, man. I think that's Jason. I think 727 is Jason. Stuart says, so it's more like great. What's next? Yeah. We not there yet. But I love the grifties, you know? But again, it's just Taylor calls me and he's like, Hotep, we got to do it live this year. And I'm like, can I have 5 minutes to deal with this mentally and emotionally first? And then I say, yeah. Last year, what happened? I was not going to do a Hotep Con. Taylor calls me up. He was like, Hotep, what's up? We got to do a Hotep Con. I think I gave him grief. Like, yo, da. He was like, well, you know what, Hotep? This is what he told me. He said, I got to be honest with you. For me, it's not really about, you know, the beneficial benefits for Hotep Con or you or anything. He's like, I need Hotep Con. It's fun. This is what he says to me. And I was like, all right, we'll do it. Like if the guy who does all our videos wants a Hotep Con, we got to fucking throw a Hotep Con. And I'm so glad we did. It was an amazing time. We had an amazing time. Beautiful, beautiful crowd. Melinda Sisk, me and Melinda Sisk won the game. What was it? Was it Nazis versus liberals or some shit like that? I forget what the name of the game was. Can we get an East Coast Hotep Con? Okay, so that's a good question. That's a really good question because I don't know if I'm gonna do a Hotep Con this year. Like, who's gonna make me do Hotep? Who's gonna call me up and be like, Hotep, we need a Hotep Con? Like, somebody's got to call me up, make that call. Otherwise, I'm like, I got to work on Men of Order. Like, I got to be honest with you. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of fucking work. But, you know, if the people say Hotep, we want to do a Hotep Con East Coast, then, you know, we'll make it happen. Like, fuck it. I just don't know where. And, like, I don't know if anybody wants to go where I want to go. Like, I want to do this shit in Miami, and everybody's telling me do it elsewhere. DC is definitely, I'm down for DC. DC's my number 2. I think we get a lot of people out to DC. Yeah, we could do Philly. So we were talking about doing Jersey, Unks near Philly, do DC because that's close to Cannon, so that'd be Cannon's home show. Who else? And then probably like throwing in like Miami or something like that. We talked about doing a tour. We talked about doing like a Hotep Con tour. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. You know? Hold on. All right. What? Okay, there we go. I just sent a text message to 727. Have them get in here. No Houston? We talked about Texas. I mean, Texas would be dope. You busting grapes in August? What the hell does that mean? Making wine? What does that mean? You shooting guns? What does that mean? Cassius came like really from the street, so when he talk, I can't even keep up with his slang. Miami would be good. Jay said Miami. Jay, you coming to Miami? If Jay ain't coming to Miami, I ain't doing it. How about that? That's what I'm about to start doing. I'm about to make a list of people who, if you're not coming, I'm not doing it. And I'm starting with the people that is right here. If your name got a color on it, if it's blue or green or anything like that, it got an icon next to it, a wrench next to it. If my wrench is not coming, I'm not doing it. I need my wrenches in the building. I need my mods in the building. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way I'm going to do it. But shout out to the team. Yeah, what did he say? Fighting fires. That's what you call busting grapes? Like that, those two things would never come to mind for me. Yeah. Okay. So when you say that, that means, yeah, because Cassius can fight fires. Like, you know how they be having the wildfires out there and they be spreading. So he does prevention. He does fire prevention, but that requires lighting shit on fire. Yeah. All right. 727 must have went to sleep. Yeah, I tried to do this one of the Sam Tripoli shows, and it was during the Grift Report, and I was like, man, I got my, it bad enough. So next week the Grift Report gonna be pushed back. Okay, one of those days it might start at 3 or something like that, cause I got to go up to Fox. I got the Fox call. So I got to go up to Fox. All right. Go visit my friends at Fox. I got friends at Fox. Fox is, there's people that work there. And I have friends at Fox. And they're good people, my friends at Fox. So I'll still do the Griff Report though. I'm definitely still doing the Griff Report. What is this, a Jersey number?
Millie.
Millie, you in Jersey?
Well, yeah, originally.
Okay, I see that Jersey number. Shout out to Jersey.
Mm-hmm. Say it again. I'm sorry, I laughed over you talking.
Nah, I said shout out to Jersey. We in the building.
Yeah, shout out to Jersey. Yeah, there's a lot of life in Jersey.
Yeah, what you got for us today?
Yeah, so I tuned in again. I was catching up, so I had to, speed up everything, and now I'm caught up to the stream. And there was some stuff you were talking about earlier when you were talking about life cycles and all of that. And it really resonated with me. And I'm not I'm not too familiar. I've only recently had some experiences over the past, I would say, 2-ish years where, that stuff has kind of been, popping up in my face and popping up in my life. And I don't know, I've been having a lot of experiences telling me that I need to pay attention to this. So I'm just calling you to ask you, where do you even begin? Where do you start? Because when I Google stuff, and I don't use Google, I just use that term. But
you can't go to Google.
Yeah, I use a different browser. But when I look stuff up, it's a mess. It's overwhelming. And where do you begin to find some kind of direction?
What kind of direction? And you talking about like spiritually and all of that?
Yes. Let's go with that.
Start with the books I gave you. I gave out 2 books during this stream. Start there.
Okay, I'll have to rewind and take those down.
It's Universe of Numbers by Ruth Phelps. The Universe of Numbers by Ruth Phelps. You can download the PDF free. Start there.
Okay.
If your spirit is pure, you will find the way.
Mhm. Okay. Sounds good. Yeah. And I guess another thing is I would just like to hear, your insight on this. How do you find out what you want to want, if that makes any sense? So it's not just a matter of what you want, but how do you know what you want to want?
Damn. Now these the call-ins I like. How do you figure out how you want what you want? Okay, so let's start with anecdotal and then we'll go objective. So anecdotal for me, I knew when I was fucking conscious what I wanted. I knew when I was a kid what I wanted. I knew. I was sort of just knew generally. But I can relate because your view as a kid is not the same as a view as an adult because you actually understand the world now, right? So it's a little bit more realistic. So how do you find out, what you're supposed to want? I think the best advice I could give you, and I know my first response, but Spirit is telling me to take a second. Hold on a second. You know what? Okay, that's why Spirit slowed me down. It's not about what you want. It's about what you want for others.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Like, my goals are predicated upon family, right?
Yeah.
I've lost family to the streets. Let's just say it like that. I've lost them as in they are now living dead. I've lost family. So when you begin to understand our world and how people end up in those circumstances, you want to help as many people as you want to help. And this is what Katt was talking about. So for me, it's like two goals. One of them is my dad loves boats. I want to buy him a big ass boat. So that's goal number one, buy dad a boat. So when I think of things, when I think of manifestation, I'm chilling with my dad on the boat. The house and all of that shit, you could fucking go get a realtor and imagine a fucking house. You just go to Texas, you get a nice fucking mansion. Like, finding a house is pretty simple. Try to buy your dad a big boat, a yacht. Like, let's dream big here, right? And the second one is Hotepistan. Now, it wasn't always called Hotepistan. It didn't have a name, actually. But my dream was, or what I started to notice was that when people are locked into the black screens, the black mirrors, they lose their mind. The issue is their environment is full of black mirrors. So what I wanted to do was remove people from an environment of black mirrors and sort of deprogram them. Or reorient them with themselves. You'll find many people wake up in the morning and the first thing they do is they turn on the TV, and when they go to bed at night, they need the TV on. What the fuck is that? You see what I'm saying? These things need to be perished. So my thing was, if people have to pay to come here, they're not going to come here because it's just easier to stay with the black mirror. So what I was like was, all right, so basically what I need to do is I need to create a resort because nobody says no to a resort, right? Like, you say, hey, I'm going to a resort. People are like, oh, fucking cool, you can have a great time. So what I need to do is I need to build a resort so that people want to come here. Now, once they come here, well, we have a program for the black mirrors. There's a black mirror program, an understanding and relationship that is established in our creed as a village, as a people. our relationship with the black mirror must be put into frame. Fast forward, I'm like, oh, this Hotepistan. You see what I'm saying? So coming back, when you say, how do you figure out what, how to want what you want? Don't want, want for others, and everything will be bountiful. You will eat along the way. God will take care of you.
Okay, well, I appreciate that insight. I have to listen to this bit again and, do some rewinding, because I really enjoyed this episode. And, if you would consider maybe doing some episodes every now and then talking about, astrology, numerology, whatever, I really enjoyed that. And there's not too many people out there who I feel like I can trust or, have some faith in when they talk about that. So you're one of the few, and I really think you should consider doing that a little more often.
So that's what my life cycle says. I read my 7-year life cycle, and I was telling people before I read it, I already knew where I was, but also I said it because I don't like, so here's a little bit of a lesson here. I don't like, all right, so for example, I learned about the 7-year life cycle, right? But sometimes when you go to these astrologers, they embed placebos in your head. And I don't like that shit. I don't like no placebos implanted in my head. I say what I want to do, right? And my 7-year cycle, I felt, like I literally felt it. And I noticed it when my favorite color changed. That's when it manifested in front of my eyes, when I put it into action. Like, I need to change the colors on my app. So that's why sometimes I don't like referring to the book. I'd rather just read myself. Like, why is my spirit pulling me this way? My spirit is pulling me to these philosophical endeavors, to these spiritual endeavors, right? So when I read the cycle today, it said that's where I'm at. And I'm like, damn. But I had read this years ago, so I already knew. It was just a refresher as far as how you put it. But, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense, and I can resonate with that.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you, HJ.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. No doubt. I appreciate you for tuning in.
All right. Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill. Enjoy your weekend. Who was that? Millie? I think that was Millie. Shout out to Millie. Who is this? Somebody said, can they get the next spot? Yeah, go ahead. Call in. Call in. You get in here. Pause. Lauren said we're going to get HJ out the house. Man, listen. Hate leaving the house. Retro Neon, $50. Super.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Damn. Appreciate you. You are appreciated. She also said that she would have added that because a woman is superior doesn't mean that she'll never need a superior man. She married a dad.
Call from
Jackie.
Yo.
Hey, what's happening, Hotep Jesus?
What's happening, homie?
Hotep Friday. Hotep and Bill.
Hey, Hotep and Bill, man.
I got a couple little things I'd like to chime in on. And Millie, the last caller, great questions. That's a load right there.
Word. Pause.
And I wanted to say a couple things about myself because they segue one into the other. I came up out here in Connecticut. It's a Christian culture.
Okay.
Came up in that. It was all right. It was good. Studied theology and everything. Went out west. Got in with the Sikhs. Got in with the Jews. See what's going around with everybody. And it was through the Sikhs that I also found on the 7 cycles and numerology. And that shit is powerful. You can know somebody's birthday by looking at them with that stuff when you practice it. You can call out a stranger's name. That stuff is for real. It's freaky. But where I wanted to get to was a little bit of the conclusion of how do you know what you should want to want. And one time in my youth, I accidentally slept on a large amount of LSD. I thought I was having a spiritual awakening, and maybe it was. And I had a little bit of a crisis, and what really guided me home was Don Ruiz 4 agreements, 5 agreements, 6 agreements. Anybody check that out. He's a Mexican storytelling shaman. And another thing was something my homie said. It was like, well, your feet are still on the ground, aren't they?
Facts.
And, you know, then in my own little trip and my own personal experience, on St. Patrick's Day.
I can't hear you.
Can't hear me?
Oh, there you go.
There we go. Sorry about that. On St. Patrick's Day, I ate some mushrooms out in Oregon. And I'm taking shelter from the rain in a bus stop, and the leprechaun comes through. I'm not joking. It was a white Irish guy dressed up as a leprechaun. He showed up at my homie's bluegrass party later that night. And we seen a double rainbow. I was across the city. My Sikh friend, my Jew friend, my blonde-haired, blue-eyed white friend. I'm a Jesus-looking motherfucker myself. We got this double rainbow coming down. We hustled art and spiritual propaganda for a month down the West Coast into the Sikh Yoga Festival. They do some white tantric, if anyone's interested. That's powerful stuff. But I seen that rainbow, and on the shrooms, it looked like a 7-layer poop brown rainbow.
Oh,
That's
what?
when I realized a 7-layer shit brown rainbow.
A shit brown rainbow?
Yeah, the rainbow was brown. I was on shrooms. And that's when I realized that poop and death are recession proof. So if you're lost in your life and you're struggling and you want to know what to want, like, think about that. You'll find something good. So thank you for hearing my little soapbox spiel today. What a treat to be in the chat.
Yo, appreciate you, man.
Hotep and Bill.
Hotep
Y'all
and
have a great
Bill.
day.
Oh, man, what the fuck was that? Oh, let's get Ohio Tep in here. Shout out to the caller. I can't do the mushroom shit, the LSD shit. Lauren said, I feel like I just took LSD. Yo, facts. Wow. I'm sorry. Retro Neon. She also said that she would have added that because women is superior doesn't mean that she'll never need a superior or more superior man. She married my dad because he is superior and tells me when I'm wrong and loves and respects him for it. Yeah, I know. They brainwash women with that. The man is superior shit too. I know. They got white women with it fast. And that, real quick, let's talk about that. So, if you ever watch X-Men, right? X-Men has this character who is the strongest X-Men. Who's the strongest X-Men? Do you know, Tari?
The strongest X-Men or the strongest character in X-Men?
The strongest character in X-Men.
Is that Juggernaut?
Wrong. The most powerful.
You talking physically strong or?
No. The most powerful overall.
Was it Jean? I feel like
It was
Rogue
Jean.
might be stronger than her though, but Rogue is a woman anyway.
And Rogue's a woman anyway. See what I'm saying? Jean Grey, she represents the Phoenix, and she turns into the Phoenix. She rages. She can destroy everything around her. That is a metaphor for women. Because if it's one thing that women can do, it's destroy everything around them.
You know what the funny thing about that is?
What?
Like the reason that Rogue is kind of stronger than her is because she can essentially cancel all that out and suck all that.
That's facts. That's facts. That's facts.
So,
correct.
The funny thing is that it's the same kind of power when you think about it, like you just said.
Destroy everything around them, right? So man at some point realizes this. So he goes, all right, we have to nerf her powers. One of those things they did with that is, for example, in the Bible, you got if you're Catholic, then you worship Mother Mary. If you something else, then you worship the Father and the Son or whatever the fuck, right? So you have matriarch versus patriarch. So when the feminists are correct, because the patriarchy has a deliberate reason why he wants to diminish the power of the matriarchy. But it's because of the matriarchy's strength that man needs to limit her power. And the first way to do that is mentally. You got to break her mentally. And this is what pimps do. This is what sex traffickers do. They reduce them mentally first and make them think that the man is superior in order to bridle and control her power.
That is true. I'm enjoying the spiritual talk today.
Thank you, man. Black Falcon, call in. We could talk about it. Don't be scared.
Some good messages. The one thing I raised the eyebrow to though is because we had touched on this the other day, is when it sounds it's an interesting way of putting it because it's palatable for people.
Mm-hmm.
But when we talk about we know more about space than we know about the ocean, it's like, hold on now.
Yeah, I mean,
we don't really know shit about space.
I mean,
but
yes.
If you think about it, we actually know more about the ocean.
No,
which is why
what you're talking about is relativity.
Of those theories
No. You're saying relative, right? Relative to the size of the oceans compared to outer space, right? Outer space is so vast. I think what they're saying is
we can explore for ourselves, right? What we've actually documented and actually explored for ourselves.
Yeah.
We actually know more about the ocean, which is why even the plausibility of some of these theories makes more sense to us.
I don't think that's true.
You don't think so?
No, because we can't look into the ocean like we could look into space. We be taking pictures of all types of crazy shit. This nigga just hung up. Black Falcon, call in. Who says the same thing verbatim? Who says the same thing verbatim? Oceans is space? Yeah. Yeah, Jabari. Thank you. See, Jabari knows how to put this shit sometimes. Yeah. I mean, I understand he's talking about the vastness of space, but when people say we know more about space than we do that water, I agree with that. We know a lot about space, a whole lot of. There's a whole fucking ass niggas to tell you about the ocean. Niggas can't even get a fucking submarine down there for a little tourist trip without fucking imploding. Like, you talking about can't go to the moon? These niggas can't even go see the Titanic. But you know why they can't go see the Titanic, right?
Well, they don't want you to.
Do you know why you can't go see the Titanic, right? Do you know, Tari?
No, well, I would assume it's because they don't want you to, but I don't know.
Why don't they want you to know it?
Well,
you got to get a copy of my book. You got to get a copy of my book, The Patriot Report, Unmasking the Conspiracy of Money and War. There's a chapter in there on the Titanic. What happened is the boat that's under the water ain't the Titanic.
The Titanic, yeah. Yeah.
Nasty work. Nasty work. Nasty work.
Yeah. What I was going to say was, I think just if in terms of where we might have came from, I think you basically, it's just as plausible either way,
You said what?
In terms of where we might have came from, as human beings and everything, even with their theories of evolution and everything, I'm not really, I don't subscribe to them or anything, but it would actually make more sense based on, the evidence that they give you, right?
Yeah.
That there are, ancient civilizations or something, under seas and things like that, more so than even aliens in space, you know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
Like that always has seemed more plausible to me. Yep. So, like, I know we always say, we know more about space. I'm like, y'all got to think about it. We don't really know nothing, but at the end of the day, like, you gotta consider all of this. That's why even Rudy was talking about, keeping that open mind. Go into it all with an open mind, because the only thing that we know for sure is that we don't really know anything at all.
You don't know shit. We don't know shit. Big facts. Big facts. Hey, you played Final Fantasy VII Rebirth yet?
No, I haven't. But you know what? I just found a new site to grab some games for a good price. So I'm gonna probably.
The Street saying is dope.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually
Drew
give me a
V
PlayStation
said
2
it's a
when I get back
Titanic's sister ship that's down there. Yeah, I think it's called the. Well, what's the name? Is it the Olympic? I thought it was called the. No, the Algonquin sunk. The Algonquin sunk. Yeah, it's the. It might be. No, is it Olympus?
Am I thinking about another
It
ship?
might be. Yeah, I think I think Jabari right. I think Jabari right. It's Olympic. I think that's the name of it. Yeah. Yeah. But the company that make those boats, they made those boats for war. Like, those are boats that were supposed to be war ready. You know what I'm saying? And they had a whole fleet of boats. And niggas tell you, the Titanic sunk, and it's just like, you sure about that? Yeah, they made a whole movie about that shit and everything. It's like, I don't know if that was a Titanic.
I imagine that didn't do well for their business, huh?
Well, no, the business was fine. The business was fine because they were manufacturing. This was the manufacturer. And the manufacturer, like, it was like one of the top manufacturers of fucking, I mean, how much competition you going to have? You're making war boats. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's true, yeah.
Nah, the Lusitania is a different boat. Not that one. Oh, that's right. The Lusitania, you're also right. The Lusitania is the one that had, was also swapped. And I think that one was called the Albanian or something like that. I forget the name of that boat. Yeah. Yeah. Black Falcon said insurance. Black Falcon, you calling in, man? Call in, man. Let's debate what you want to debate, man. You want to debate about women being superior? Come on. Bring it on. Hey, Tari, appreciate you, man.
But yeah, man, I'm going to check that out. I'm going to see y'all at the Grifties.
Yes, sir.
Everybody. Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill. Tari going to be at the Grifties. Tari was at HotepCon. What do we got here? 4-hour movie. Rothschild boat. I think it was a Rothschild boat. Imagine going miles underwater in an aerosol can. Black Falcon, I thought you was going to call in. Why you laughing? Don't laugh. Call in. Hit the line. You said you sorry to disagree with me. You know I love to argue. And you won't even oblige. You won't even make my day. Pause. Make my day. Pause. Call in. Let's debate. You think men are superior? Try it. Try it. I know I can't out-debate you, so I won't even try. How about this? I won't debate you. I won't debate you. What I'll do is I'll help you make your case better. How about that? I'll help you make your case better. Call in, give me your case for why, and I'll help make your case better. So next time you want to debate somebody else, you could destroy them with bars. Okay? I'll help you make your case. But I do want to hear, your argument. Not to debate you, but to debate somebody else with that argument. I want to know. I like to know all the arguments. Xantoven, what up, man? We in here. I'm about to leave in a little bit. I'm waiting for Black Falcon to call in. Everybody tell Black Falcon to call in. Put chicken emojis in the chat if he a chicken. We don't do chickens in Hotepistan.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
We don't do chickens in Hotepistan. No males are allowed to be chicken in Hotepistan. Everybody will be required to debate and fight. Those are two things that will be required in Hotepistan. You will be getting your ass in the ring. We're going to be throwing hands. All of us, including me. We will be MMAing in that motherfucker. I promise you.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
And debate. Black Falcon, what are you waiting for? Do you need the number? Bow. 202-596-5631. No chicken. Well, we'll have chickens in Hotepistan, but no chickens in Hotepistan. Put chickens in the chat if you, there you go. Alberto D. Jesus, first one. Put them chickens in the chat if he being a chicken. Won't even call in. Won't even call in. Come on, McFly. Huh? Here it go right here. This is my shit. I want to talk about favorite movies. Hollywood snapped when they made this shit. Did you just call me chicken? I'm good, bro. You win. I'm not trying to win. All right, type your argument in the chat, man. Type your argument in the chat, please. Let me at least catalog it. He won't even do it for the chat. 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 No smoke Friday for Black Falcon. Black Falcon can't have no pizza. Black Falcon can't have no pizza. No pizza for Black Falcon. It's Friday night. You know, mama gonna order pizza. No pizza for Black Falcon. You know? Tanya Oliveira. I know I butchered the shit out of your name. $5 super. Appreciate you. What's it say? So excited for the Grifties. I'm bringing my husband so he can meet those black guys I watch all the time. Oh, shit. Oh, Lord Jesus. This is my face right here you see on the screen. You said what? Oh, Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus. Oh, it's a 3-year, what is this, 3-month anniversary? It's a 3 next to your name in the super chats. I don't know what that is, but happy anniversary. Haram Light said Tanya was at HotepCon, but her husband wasn't. So now he's like, who is these niggas you about to go see again? You just met these niggas. Nah, I'm coming this time. Jabari said we're going to have to be extra niggardly just for her, Hotep Jesus.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
We're going to be acting up. Lord Jesus. He going to have a good time, though. That's the thing. He going to have a real good time. We're going to take care of Brody. He's going to be like, all right, you know what? Fuck it, I'm a Hotep. We're about to convert her husband. We're about to convert her. I mean, her husband. We're going to convert him. Okay? That was wild. That was a wild super chat. That was a wild. Today has been very wild. What is today? The 1st? It's the 1st of the month. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Lauren says she gonna bring a Hennessy. She said, I'll bring the Hennessy. Oh, Lord, here we go.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
I'm wearing Timbs and eating fried chicken.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Definitely rocking Timbs. Definitely rocking Timbs at HotepCon. Definitely bringing the Timbs. I want the email list so I can email to everybody and say we're wearing Timberlands to HotepCon. You know, the great part about it is that everybody's going to wear Timbs at HotepCon. The great part is, because what happened at this place last time is Antifa came after Chrissy Mayer, and they sprayed like pepper spray. So the good part is we all got Timbs on just in case some shit go down. You know, the Timbs should be intimidating enough to where they're like, you know, all right, we don't want to fuck with these people. They all got Timbs on. And plus, there's going to be so many black people in the building. It's going to be like 50 black people, 50 white people. Antifa don't fuck with niggas. That's one thing. See, Chrissy got them problems because she's white. Antifa don't fuck with niggas like that because they know how the fuck we get down. Somebody might get popped. You try to fuck with a Hotep event. These chats, I'm not reading that chat. Y'all are crazy. Can the Moors rock the Timbs? Absolutely. Retro Neon, $5 super. My bad. She said that my dad tells her when she is wrong and she loves and respects him for it. Also, she said to check women if I need to. You absolutely got to check a woman. You definitely got to check her. There's a chapter on that where I say there's a law in Unbreakable Rules of Masculinity. Tell her no. That's what the chapter says. It literally says, tell her no. Tell her no. Like, that's the balance of my book. Like, there's a chapter that says women are the apex predator, right? Then there's another chapter that says, tell that bitch no. Okay? Learn how to tell that hoe no. You know, that's the balance of the book, man. Retro Neon. But didn't Wolverine kill Jean, though? Yeah, they fell in love, and he had to. He had to, you know, because she was about to destroy everything. She was about to destroy all of them. She's the only one that had the power to destroy all of them to the point where Wolverine, I think Wolverine fucking died and came back to life after that. Technically, she killed him. He killed her, but she killed him. He died. But he's got regeneration power, so he comes back to life. So, that's how the story goes, right, chat? Hopefully, I'm not fucking this up. I don't do the whole comic book shit. I'm no expert or nothing, but I seen the movie, and I'm pretty sure that's how I go, right? Thumbs up in the chat if I got that right, or add nuance if I fucked it up somewhere. He says yes, and also Wolverine saved Jean's life. Yeah. Morgan said, you can't kill Wolverine. You can't kill the white man. Did we already forget about Niggy? My bad, you're right. We got to use that. Niggy. These niggies. Matt Earth Theory said close enough. Yeah, all right. He said, I'm a comic nerd and I love this. Am I right? Am I right, Xanthoven? Isn't that what happened? I need to watch that again. I love X-Men. I love that X-Men shit. I used to play Capcom versus X-Men. That game was dope. Gambit was my guy. If you don't check him, it's done? Yeah, you got to check him. You got to check him. Wolverine is the ultimate white man. Yeah, pretty much. That Wolverine is pretty much the archetype for the white man. Like, if you're a white man, you should want to be Wolverine, you know? It's like your options are Professor X and Wolverine. Those are your options. You got Magneto, Professor X, and fucking Wolverine. Preferably a combination of all. Like Professor X was Wolverine. Like, think about how badass that would be. It's like a paladin, right? A super paladin. Who the hell is X-Man? I don't even know. Is X-Man the one that has all of their powers? Is that who that is? He's like the cheat code OP. The new X-Men coming out on Disney this month? Yeah, I saw that. I don't got Disney, though, but I saw that. Marvel vs. Capcom is your personality? That was my shit. Magneto was a real one. This is true. Magneto was a real one. Put some respect on Magneto's name. Put some respect on his name. Deadpool killed the entire Marvel universe at one point, but I don't think the story is canon. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't remember that part of the story. But again, I don't know this shit. I like Beast. Beast was also my favorite. Beast was actually my favorite character as a kid. As a kid, Beast was my favorite character. Because we had the cartoon. I didn't read the comic. I wasn't into the comic shits. I had a couple of them, I wasn't collecting them, but I had some, you know what I mean? But we used to watch the cartoon. The cartoon was fire. That shit was fire. Beast was my favorite when I was a kid. When I got a little bit older, it was Gambit. I kind of like the concept of, adding energy to items and, gently placing them inside somebody's head. That was just cool to me at some point. Gambit only dude that tried to bang Rogue. He a real one. Yo, facts. I'm glad you brought that up. Fact check true. That was his chick. Didn't they get together? Wasn't they boyfriend and girlfriend? How was he able to do that? Now hold on. I want to look this up now. Was he banging? Okay, it says here, are Gambit and Rogue still together? Like, yeah, I knew they was an item. How did that go? Oh, she mastered her powers. Oh, okay. She mastered her after successfully mastering her powers in X-Men Legacy 2008. Rogue celebrated by kissing Gambit. But is that canon? Y'all, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Somebody gonna have to get me caught up. Gambit was dating Jean? Jean was dating everybody. She a little thought. Jean Grey's a little thought, yo. Magneto said F integration. Magneto was kind of right, man. All that, hey, we have to work with mankind. No, fuck them motherfuckers. Them niggas is retarded. Why would we want to work with them? We need to stay in our castle and operate from the shadows. Fucking Professor X big. No, we have to make peace with the humans. No, the fuck we don't. MLK. No, we don't. MLK. We need to stay separate and work on our powers and help others that are like us. That's what the fuck we need to do. The fuck is wrong with Professor X, dumbass, happy ass, want to be friends with everybody ass. No, motherfucker, we got our own shit. We mutants, motherfucker. Fuck them. The fuck is wrong with you? See, now you got me pissed off at Professor X and shit. I got me ranting about fucking comic books on a fucking Friday. New X-Men 97 coming this month. Storm should have been on OnlyFans. Come on, fam. Rogue was fucking Magneto for a while. Magneto had a couple of bitches though, didn't he? I think he had a couple of them. You know what you watching this weekend? Might as well. Logged into the conversation just in time for the X-Men rant. Professor X is a lib. Oh,
this a real Hotep brother.
He's a stinking progressive. Yuck. Fucks with Magneto, man. I fucks with Mag. That's why I said earlier, yo. When I said it, I didn't even know why I was saying it, but I knew when they said put some respect on Magneto, and I agreed. I knew I was supposed to be agreed, and I didn't know why, but I felt it. I just knew, and now I realize why I just knew. Word. Magneto was Hotep.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Magneto was fucking Hotep, man. Yeah, no. Juggernaut funny. I like Juggernaut. He funny. He funny. I like Juggernaut. Juggernaut's cool. So whose boyfriend was Rogue? How was Gambit fucking Rogue before she mastered her powers? Yes or no? Somebody please help me. Jubilee? I remember Jubilee. She was always corny to me. It was like, what did she do? Like make fireworks and shit like that? It's like, call Jubilee when it's time to celebrate after we kick some ass. You know, like what the fuck was her power again? I forget Jubilee. Her shit was always corny to me. I'm like, why they do her like that? Did she have a wand or some shit? She the only fucking superhero with a wand. They did her dirty. Is Magneto Trump? Somebody got to Photoshop Trump on Magneto now. It's the Juggernaut, bitch. Yo, remember that? That's classic. Mr. Sinister was basically Dr. Yakub. Wow. 7 is considered a holy number in Christianity. Rogue got passed around. They were willing to crash out over that toxic cat. Yo, all right, so who was Rogue with? Rogue was with Wolverine, the nigga with the headband over his eyes. What's his name? Captain Cyborg. What was his name and shit? Xantover said, I'll debate anyone that Rogue is the most powerful in the Marvel universe. Either way, it's going to be a chick. This is a comment. You just make my point. That's what I'm talking about. See what I'm saying? Who else was Rogue fucking? Wasn't she fucking Professor X too? Or am I wrong in that? Cyclops. That's his name. Thank you. Cyclops. Yeah. She was fucking Cyclops. Morgan said nobody was fucking Rogue ever. Nobody was hooking up with Rogue. How do you date Rogue if you can't hit it? What is that about? Mystique was always hot. Mystique is dope because she could be any bitch you want. Hey, babe, you know, how you doing? You good? You feeling good today? Yeah. Can you do Asian with a fat ass? Let's try red hair. No. I don't like that. Go back to black. Pitch black. Yeah. Perfect. Could you imagine? Babe, can you do Rihanna? Bro, Mystique, if I had to bag any bitch on this motherfucking planet, I'm cuffing Mystique. She was scaly, I'd take that blue shit any day. You don't really love me for me. All right, turn back blue. I'll hit the blue shit. Fuck it. You don't really love me for me. You think I'm ugly. You want me to transform. Shut up. You know? If you could date Mystique, who would you want her to transform into? If you could date Mystique, who would you want her to transform into? I'm basically asking for your celebrity crush, I guess. Mystique, can you do Candace Owens? I should have put the disclaimer up before today's stream. Oh, man, you get a different girl every day. Nigga. I'd be asking that bitch to transform every hour. Every hour should be a new bitch. Niggas be trying to call me out. I seen Hotep Jesus outside with a different bitch. Yeah, it's the same bitch. Drea? Drea, the only chick with an operation that I would actually find attractive. Drea, her doctor is amazing. Hotep After Dark is insane? Yeah. Drea, yeah, her doctor. All the bitches just need to go to her doctor because the other bitches look crazy. She fits her body and her butt and whatever else the hell she did. Drea is the one bitch I can say, all right, she's attractive with operations. SZA, you want SZA? Before or after the operations? I like natural. I like SZA before. Eva Mendes in her prime. Salma Hayek. It's not a bad pick. Sofia Vergara, now you're in my lane. There we go. Sophia, her prime. Oh, with that accent. Oh, nigga, she could have robbed me. Left the motherfucking hotel room with my pants. Who got long toes? Oh, Chris. Who got long toes? Rihanna, nigga saying Rihanna. Yeah, Rihanna's just like that's low hanging fruit. That's low hanging fruit. Chloe Bailey. I like Chloe Bailey. She's very attractive. But her sister, the alien face motherfucker, I like that shit. I like that Avatar fucking. That bitch look like an alien. I love her ass. If I could pick between the Baileys, I'm going with the alien. I don't know why. Something about the eyes wide apart just feeds me Nibiru. I just love that shit. Don't ask me why. The bitch look like a retarded alien and that shit's sexy to me. I'm like, ooh, what planet are you from? Babe, can you turn into Halle Bailey? I like her. I don't know why. I'm weird like that. Kalani, what? Y'all gonna have to cut the gay shit out in the chat too. Yuck. Pause. Drea got long toes? What they said in Boomerang? I ain't fucking her feet. Isn't that what Martin said? Well, I ain't fucking her feet. Ew, now y'all naming porn stars. Oh my God. Yuck. Ugh. No. Jenny Ayeko? Okay. She's a little cutie patootie. Give you a good gap right in front of the teeth. Oh, you got one of them weird kinks. Retro Neon said, women's god is the devil, not gonna lie. Well, yeah, Halle Bailey just had a baby. Yup, she sure did. Kanye woman, yo, Kanye got a baddie. She's really cute. She's a really cute chick. Kanye got good taste. I think she looks better than Kim. I think that's a huge upgrade to Kim. Huge upgrade. Have you seen Kim? Like what Kim really looks like? Huge upgrade. Yeah. A woman can cause chaos because her God is the devil. Lord Jesus. Trying to see what Stacey Abrams talking about. All right, now it's time to go. See? You just killed the whole vibe. Now it's time to go. What Ye said? He said, beautiful, big titty, butt naked women don't just fall out the sky, you know. It's facts. I'm going to tell you how I know. Because I've been searching high and low. Yeah. Such sage, just such sagacity in that line. Beautiful, big titty, butt naked women don't fall out the sky, you know. Sagacity. You know? All right. I'm out of here, man. I'm gone. Friday night. I ain't got no job and I ain't got shit to do. You know what I'm about to do? I'm about to sit my ass down. One thing you got to do, you got to find a time to rest. I work hard all fucking week, and after the Grift Report on Fridays, I relax. I sit on my ass. I don't do anything. Don't call me about no. Oh, fuck, we got a meeting today. Shit. I just was about to say it. I got a meeting at 5 o'clock. All right, so I'm not about to do that. We got a 5 p.m. meeting. Yeah. All right, so much for that celebration. Well, after the meeting, I'm not doing anything. Don't nobody fucking call me. Go drink some water. You right. I definitely need to drink some water. My lips is dry as hell. Thank you for the reminder. You let me do this whole time with dry lips. Thank you for letting me do this whole shit with dry lips. You ain't shit for waiting until I leave to say something. You ain't shit. You ain't shit. I'm out of here, man. Be well, stay merry. Tell somebody in your family that you love them. And as always, Hotep and Bill.
Envision a sanctuary where community and sustainability are the cornerstones of living. In this haven, every family is able to grow their own food, children flourish through homeschooling tailored to unlock their full potential, and education extends beyond textbooks, instilling self-worth and a deep understanding of the world around them. Here, goodwill isn't just an ideal, it's the essence of daily life, where respect for law and order harmonizes with the community's resourcefulness. This place isn't just a dream, it's a call to action for everyone who believes in a better, more connected way of living. Join us in building a future where each individual's contributions create a tapestry of enduring harmony and prosperity. Join us in Hotepistan,